He was not failing because life gave him nothing. He was failing because every day he kept giving up on himself in small ways. And sometimes a life does not fall apart all at once. It falls apart one small habit at a time. His name was Daniel. Daniel was 27 years old, but he felt much older inside. Every morning he woke up tired, not because he had worked too hard, but because he had slept too late and delayed everything that mattered. His room was always messy. Clothes lay on the chair. Empty cups sat near his bed. Unopened letters stayed on the table. His phone was the first thing he touched every morning and the last thing he held before sleeping. Every day, Daniel told himself, "Tomorrow I will start." Tomorrow, he would wake up early. Tomorrow, he would clean his room. Tomorrow, he would look for a better job. Tomorrow, he would save money. Tomorrow, he would read. Tomorrow, he would become a different person. But tomorrow always became today. And today always became another excuse. Daniel worked in a small printing shop near the market. The work was not difficult, but his heart was heavy. He made copies, arranged papers, and watched other people come in with documents for schools, businesses, weddings, and travel. Everyone seemed to be moving somewhere. Everyone seemed to be building something. But Daniel felt stuck. One day, he whispered, "Something big will happen for me." He believed that his life would change only when a big opportunity came, a better job, a lucky chance, a sudden miracle. So he waited. And while he waited, his days became smaller. He stopped calling friends. He stopped visiting his mother. When people asked how he was, he smiled and said, "I am fine." One evening, after closing the shop, Daniel walked home slowly. Rain had fallen earlier, and the road was wet. As he passed a small park, he saw an old man sitting on a wooden bench, feeding birds with tiny pieces of bread. Daniel sat on the next bench, tired and silent. The old man looked at him and smiled gently. "You look like someone carrying a heavy bag." Daniel gave a weak laugh. "I am not carrying anything." The old man said, "Not every heavy thing is carried by the hands." Then Daniel said, "I am tired of my life. I want everything to change, but nothing changes." The old man nodded. "What have you changed today?" Daniel looked away. "I don't know. I am waiting for a real chance, something big, something that can finally move my life forward." The old man picked up one tiny seed from the ground and placed it in Daniel's hand. "Do you see this seed?" "It is too small," Daniel said. The old man smiled. "Yes, that is why many people ignore it. But every tree you see here began small. Small habits are like small seeds. At first, they look useless. But if you keep watering them, one day they become a forest. Do not wait for your whole life to change before you change one small habit." Those words stayed with Daniel. That night, he returned to his room, the same messy room, the same clothes on the chair, the same empty cups. He stood in the doorway and almost gave up again. What difference will one small thing make? But then he remembered the old man's words. So Daniel did one thing. He picked up the empty cups and washed them. That was all. He only washed the cups. Then he went to bed. The next morning, Daniel woke up and saw the small clean space near his bed. It did not solve his problems, but one small part of his life obeyed him. That evening, he washed the cups again. The next day, he made his bed. The day after that, he folded the clothes on the chair. Then he wrote one sentence in a notebook. "Today, I will finish one small task." It looked too simple, but Daniel kept doing it. At work, his coworker noticed the notebook. "What is that?" he asked. "One small thing? You think that will change your life?" Daniel felt embarrassed. For a moment, he wanted to close the notebook, but he remembered the seed. So he smiled quietly and said, "Maybe not today." One day, the small task was to arrive at work 5 minutes early. Another day, it was to read 2 pages from an old book. Another day, it was to call his mother. When his mother answered, Her voice became soft. "Daniel, is everything okay?" "I have missed that," she said. Daniel realized he had neglected the people who loved him. So he added another small habit. Weeks passed. Daniel was still Daniel. He still had difficult days, but he stopped saying tomorrow. But now, whenever life felt too big, he asked himself one question: what is one small thing I can do today? That question began to save him. When his room felt messy, he cleaned one corner. When his money felt too little, he saved one small amount. When his mind felt heavy, he walked for 10 minutes. When his future felt unclear, he wrote one goal. Slowly, his days began to change. Not loudly, not suddenly, but quietly. One morning, the owner of the printing shop arrived early and found Daniel already sweeping the floor. The owner looked surprised. "You are early," Daniel smiled. "Only 10 minutes. The owner nodded. 10 minutes is not small when it happens every day. Daniel remembered that sentence. A few months later, the owner trusted him with more responsibility. Daniel learned how to handle customers better. He learned how to arrange orders. He learned how to check mistakes before printing. His work became cleaner. His mind became sharper. His confidence began to return. One evening, Daniel visited the park again. The old man was sitting on the same bench, holding his notebook. Daniel sat beside him. "I started small," Daniel said. The old man smiled. "And?" "At first, I thought it was useless. But now my room is cleaner. I wake up earlier. I save a little. I call my mother. I read a few pages. I still don't have everything I want, but I don't feel completely lost anymore." The old man nodded slowly. A small habit may look weak today, but time can make it powerful. Daniel looked at the trees around the park. For the first time, he understood. The old man then opened his notebook. Inside were pages filled with dates, small notes, and simple promises. Daniel asked, "What do you write?" The old man smiled. "Small things I do not want to forget." People think memory keeps a life together, but sometimes discipline does. Daniel sat quietly. You do not build a new life in one day. You build it one small choice at a time. Those words became Daniel's guide. He simply planted small seeds. Wake up earlier. Clean the room. Save money. Read. Walk. Some days, he failed. Some nights, he went back to old habits. But this time, failure did not make him quit. The next morning, he began again. A small habit does not require a perfect person. It only requires a person who returns. Months became a year. Daniel's life was not perfect, but it was no longer falling apart. His room became peaceful. He began helping younger workers at the shop. He even started learning design at night, only 30 minutes a day. One afternoon, a customer came needing a poster urgently. The designer was absent. Daniel quietly said, "I can try." The owner looked at him. "You know design?" Daniel smiled gently. "A little. I have been learning every night." His hands were nervous, but his mind was ready. The poster was simple, clean, and beautiful. The customer loved it. The owner looked with surprise. "When did you learn this?" Daniel thought about the quiet nights and said, "A little every day." Years later, Daniel opened a small printing and design shop of his own. It was not fancy, but it was honest, clean, and peaceful. On the first morning, he placed a small notebook on the counter. He wrote, "Small habits are quiet, but their results can become loud." Then he called his mother. "Mother," he said softly, "the shop opens today." She began to cry. Daniel looked around the shop. The clean tables, the sunlight. He remembered the young man who kept waiting for something big. And he whispered, "I was waiting for life to change. But life was waiting for me to begin." Later that evening, Daniel walked back to the park. The old man was not on the bench. On the bench, there was a small dry seed. Daniel picked it up and smiled. He understood the lesson now. The seed was never about the seed. It was about what you are willing to water. Sometimes, the life you are praying for is hidden inside the small habit you keep ignoring. Big change rarely arrives with noise. It enters quietly, through discipline, through patience, through small steps no one sees. Do not laugh at small beginnings. A small habit may look weak today, but time can make it powerful. Comment below. What is one small habit you want to start today? Don't forget to subscribe to Meratic Dailies. Until next time, stay calm, stay grateful, and keep moving forward in life.